Welcome back to ESL Challenge. Today's challenge comes in the form of a boggle board. To be boggled, to boggle the mind. Don't know if you know that word. To boggle the mind means you can't comprehend, you're amazed, you're astonished, you can't believe what you're seeing or hearing. It boggles the mind, okay? It's a fun game. It will get you thinking in English for sure because your brain synapses have to work to decide which letters can form words. And, in English, the sound changes because, DO is do, but DOT is dot. So it's good for your brain to be thinking in English. So, what we're going to do, and I want you to get a pencil and paper, and I want you to write down as many words as you can find. I'm going to also do it. I'm going to pause the video in a few minutes. I'm going to give you 10 minutes to find as many words as you can where the letters connect. Okay, so you can do the D to the A and the A to the T, for example, because they connect. You cannot do the D to the I, they do not connect. So you can make 3-letter words and 4-letter words and 5-letter words. There's a word kind of given to us right here, right? DOT and then DOTS if you want to improve your list. How many words can you make? You have a 3-letter word right there and a 4-letter word right there. Okay, so I want you to start with the D. Find as many words where the D connects to starting with the letter D, and then move to the O. I'll give you one more. You've got O-A-T, and of course O-A-T-S. Okay, they connect. Okay, does the N down here connect to the A? No. Okay, start with the D, continue with the O, continue with the T as far as your first letters go. Okay, write as many as you can. Keep track of your 3-letter words, your 4-letter words, your 5-letter words. I'm going to make this screen a little bigger for you while we're on pause. Okay, we can compare lists if you want. Are you ready? Pause the video. Okay, I'm assuming your 10 minutes is up. You gave yourself 10 minutes. I gave myself 10 minutes. And here's my list. I think I counted 64 words. I hope you got more. If you got less, that's okay. You can always come back to this frame. I'll leave this up here for a couple of seconds. And you can come back to it if you want to see how I formed words, okay? I'll have the side-by-side comparison. In the meantime, let's go look at some interesting words that I formed. Okay, let's look at dotes or dote. Okay, it's an adjective and a verb. A doting grandparent, a doting husband, doting grandparent, for example, whatever the grandchild wants. We love you so much, whatever you need. What can I get you? Oh, my dear. Oh, don't fall. Oh, look how cute. Never stops loving, which is good, but sometimes maybe a little excessive when you dote. When you dote on somebody, that's the verb. He always dotes on his wife, buys her flowers, makes her breakfast, whatever she needs. I'll get it for you, honey. That's a doting husband. Doting wife, doting grandparent. These are people that dote. Outside of that, I don't know if you can use dote too much, but it's perfect when you have somebody that just kind of overly cares. Okay, let's continue with the D's. We're going to do words that are spelled the same but sound different. All right, we're going to go DOE. That's a doe, a female deer. You may know the song from The Sound of Music. Doe, a deer, a female deer. I should probably get a clip of that. So you've got DOE. Now, if you have multiple female deers, you would have DOES, which are does. However, as you well know from some basic English, this is also the verb does, spelled exactly the same, different meaning, different words, different sound. Everything's different except the letters, right? He does his homework. She does not care. She does not care about the does. I should say she probably does care about the little does. Now, another word that sounds like does, the multiple deer, is DOZE. It's not here, but just to give you another indication of how complicated English can be. DOZE is another way of saying sleep. A lot of times you say, I dozed off. Okay? All right, so we have doze, does, and DOZE, which isn't here, just to boggle your mind a little more. Okay, let's jump over to the S. From my list of words, you can see the other words I spelled with O and T and possibly S, but we're going to go with steer, STER. Okay, it's a verb, it's also a noun with completely different meaning again. Okay, to steer, the verb to steer a car. Okay, you're moving the car in the direction that you want using the steering wheel. Okay, you're steering a car, you can steer a boat. For whatever reason, you don't steer an airplane, but I suppose you could use steer. Um, Now, some phrases we use with steer are to steer clear. Okay, it means to stay far away from something or somebody. Let's say you know a person who's just a bad person. I don't want anything to do with that person. I'm going to steer clear of him. Okay, now a little bit the opposite is if somebody gives you good advice. Okay. They steer you in the right direction. My guidance counselor from high school steered me in the right direction by telling me I should be an astrophysicist. Or they steered you in the wrong direction by telling you that you should be an English teacher. I'm kidding. Okay, so that's a verb. Now, the noun for steer is a large male cow, I think. Anyway, it's a male cow, steer. Okay, we have got a lot of work to do with the word stand. STAND. Okay. STAND, of course, stand up. I am standing, but we're going to go take a deep dive into the word stand. So the boggle board's going to disappear, and we're just going to concentrate on the many, many uses of the word stand. Okay, I'm just going to set up shop here in my cabin while we talk about the many, many uses of the word stand. Okay, we all know to stand up, I am standing. That's easy. Now, let's talk about some nouns. Okay, you can have maybe you've seen courtroom dramas where they have a witness stand. Oddly enough, that's where the person is sitting, but it's called witness stand. There's a taxi stand, right? Where you wait in line for a taxi. That's a taxi stand. In a sporting arena, in a stadium, the people sit in all of those big seats, sometimes 100,000. Those people are in the stands. Believe it or not, they're in the stands, even though mostly they're sitting. Okay, let's talk about some common idioms. To take a stand. To take a stand means to have a firm opinion on something. I'm going to take a stand on this issue. Okay? Another idiom, to not stand a chance. To not stand a chance. You have no chance at all. Okay? I am going to play golf against Rory McIlroy. I don't have a chance. I don't stand a chance. Another idiom, to stand on your own 2 feet. To stand on your own 2 feet means to be able to do something on your own. Okay, maybe you've been with your parents most of your life. Now you have to get out of the house. You have to get your apartment. You have to get a job. You have to stand on your own 2 feet. Some phrasal verbs now. To stand up for someone. To stand up for someone is to support someone. Somebody needs your support. Okay? They have something going on. Maybe other people are arguing with them, telling them they're wrong, they're at fault. No, I'm going to stand up for my friend. This is a solid individual, honest individual. I'm going to stand up for her. Okay? To stand in for someone is to replace somebody that is doing a job. There are stand ins in the theater, for example. Okay, while the set is being rearranged, I'm going to come in and stand in for Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm just going to stand here because he's supposed to be here, but the camera needs to focus on a human. So I'm going to stand in for Leo. Okay. To stand for something. A couple different ways, but I'm going to focus on just the letters of an abbreviation. For example, USA stands for the United States of America. Okay, pretty easy. Let's do a little bit of slang, but it's a phrasal verb as well. To get stood up. Okay, first of all, back to the easy part, the verb stand. The past is irregular, it's stood. STOOD. So now, to get stood up. Famously, people may be stood up at the altar. A bride comes, the groom is supposed to come, they're supposed to be married in the church, maybe. The groom doesn't show up. The bride got stood up at the altar. Or you can just get stood up for a date that you're supposed to have or a meeting. Doesn't have to be man and woman or a relationship, but you go to a place expecting the other person doesn't show up, and so you get stood up where the person didn't show up. Okay, great. So as you can see, I had a little change of clothes. I'm just chilling up here in my cabin. I don't live in a cabin. I hope you have time to chill, relax as well. You probably spend a lot of time on your English. I congratulate you for that. Come on back and see me. It's intermediate and advanced English with a little bit of twist, a little bit of fun. I like to use games. All right, come back and see me. Thanks.